The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel, Dami Dimension. My name is Dami. Today we are making another golden rule pattern tutorial. We are going to be making a dress today. Here is the pattern. I've already went ahead and draft the pattern. I do have a video already on the channel on how you can transfer the mini patterns to your actual sizes. Do check out that video so that you know how I drafted this pattern. So here is my pattern: the front, the back, and the facing. So let me just run you through what the pattern looks like at its mini state. This is the dress I want to make today. So when you flip to the back of that page, you find number 21, which is the pattern right here. So you have to ignore all of this because that's not what we are doing. So this is the front, which I have converted, and is this one right here. This is the back right here, and this hash portion is the facing as usual. So I'm just going to show you the slight modifications that I will be making to this pattern. So basically, after you are done drafting, converting the pattern to your size, you just check it real quick to see any adjustment that you need to do. You can try it out on a rough fabric, maybe a muslin or something, but for me it usually comes out always perfect so far. So I don't try it out on a fabric. I just kind of figure it out and see if anything needs to be adjusted. But basically, you need to know that the pattern doesn't come with a sewing allowance, so you have to always add your sewing allowances on every single pattern you draft. But for this pattern, I am not having seam allowance along the side seam, because I'm going to be using a stretchy fabric for this, so I don't need a sewing allowance. And if your fabric is super duper stretchy, then you can even take a little bit out of the side. You can take a little bit out of the actual pattern so that it fits you snug and nice. Okay, I do add ½ inch along my hemline, the shoulder, and along this armhole area I added ½ inch a little bit as well, just so I can have enough fabric to play around with. And at the hemline here I added ½ inch. I should have added more, but I felt that the pattern is a bit too long for me, so I'm going to be using a bit out of the actual pattern to go with my hemming allowance if need be. So the same goes onto this one as well. And for this back, I forgot to add that allowance on my armhole, but I'm going to be doing that on my fabric. So I went ahead and placed a notch to indicate where my armhole stops. I don't know if you can see that. So this point right here indicates where the armhole stops, so I went ahead and placed. So I'm just checking the armhole because ideally the armhole should match, right? And again, I'm going to check the length to see if they match. I will do that by putting my two side seams together like this, and as you can see, one is long while the other one is shorter. So I'm going to be making this. I don't know if I should extend this to be this length or I should cut this short to be this length, but let me just put a line right here so I know. As I go, I will decide what I am going to be doing depending on how long or short it is. Okay, so that's about it. This is the facing for the back, and the facing for the front, I've traced that out as well, just like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out on my fabric right away. So now I am done cutting. Here is my back, and I added that ½ inch seam allowance along the armhole that I said I was going to add. The new adjustment I made to it was that at the center back I added extra ½ inch seam allowance, just because I didn't cut the center back unfold, so I need an allowance to join the two pieces together and still make sure that it's equal to the front, if that makes sense. So I have 1/2 inch along my center back like so, and for the front I cut it out similarly, but this one is on fold. Let me show you. It's one single piece. So what I did was I folded my fabric into 2, then I placed the pattern and I cut it. This part is on fold. For the back, it is 2 pieces. And the last thing I cut out is my facing. This is the back facing and this is the front facing. This allowance is here, just like it is on the main fabric, and they are 2 pieces each. All right, so we are going to start joining now. So as you can see, my back is 2 pieces. I will put them together, right sides facing each other, and I'm going to be joining along the center back all through from the neckline to the hemline. Then I will repeat the same thing to the back facing as well. I will put them together, right sides facing each other, and I will join together along the center back as well. So that has been done now, as you can see, and the facing as well has been stitched together. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to flip this to the right side, then I'll bring in my front panel as well. I will place it right side facing each other, then I'll put them together along my shoulder, and I'm going to be stitching the shoulders together by 1/2 inch, which is my seam allowance, and I will repeat the same to the facing as well. So this is the facing of the back, right side facing up, the facing of the front, right side facing it, and I will join it together along the shoulder as well. So that has been stitched down on the shoulder, and the same for the facing as well, done on the shoulder. So then I will flip this to the front and show you the next thing to do. For the front, there is actually a little front slit here, which I have marked out the point where it stops. Let me show you the design again so you see what I'm talking about. If you see the front, you see there's a little right here, there's a little slit. I have marked that down on here, so I'm just going to slit it open. Okay, so now that I have that open, I will repeat the same thing on my facing as well. Okay, so once that is done, I'm going to open this up to the right side, and then I will place the facing, right sides facing each other. You match front to front, back to back. I mean, back facing to back, front facing to front facing, right side facing as well. So then you match them together. They're basically the same thing along the neckline. They have the same neckline shape, right? So you match the necklines together. All right, so now that I am done pinning it down, as you can see, I will take it to my machine and stitch this way by 1/2 inch all around. So now I'm done stitching that down, as you can see. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to notch. You can trim off all excesses if you have some, and then I will place little notches all around. And what this notches does is it's going to allow the neckline to relax nice when you turn it to the right side. So now that I am done notching, I will flip it to the right side. Alright, so as you can see, I have pressed it. I'm just going to give you a quick tip. If you want to press this kind of fabric, which is a stretchy fabric, you don't place your iron right on top of it. You need a barrier. So just place a piece of cloth, preferably a cotton fabric or whatever ironing cloth you use. Place it on top, and then you can iron the fabric. That way it keeps the fabric nice and protected. So that's it. The neckline is done. It's popping, as you can see, and we are going to be moving on to the next step. I'll be flipping it back to the wrong side such that the right side is facing each other. So right sides facing each other. Now I will match up the sides, the side seam from the arm area down to the hemline. I will do that on the other side as well. Then I'm going to stitch it from the underarm down through to the hemline like so, and I will repeat the same on the second side as well, from the underarm down through to the hemline. So I was just about stitching that down, and then I realized that this portion right here, I haven't done that, so I'm just going to do it now and show you how you can do it. If you check the pattern, it's right here. It says you should take 20 centimeters from down, from the hemline, 20 centimeters up. So I've marked it right here. You see the notch, and on this side as well, 20 centimeter up. So I will then simply fold it this way. I've actually done the front, as you can see. I just want to show you what I did so you know how I do it. So then I will just do it this way, and I will pin it down. So I will pin it, then I will show you guys. All right, so I am done pinning it down, as you can see. So next I will take it to the machine now, and I will stitch it this way. First row of stitch, then the second row of stitch about half of an inch away from the first one, just like that, 2 lines. Then I will repeat the same to this one as well. Stitch it down and again stitch it down. And once that is done, then I can bring them together again, right sides facing each other. Then I will complete this stitch. As you can see, this stitch that I'm doing, I will do it all the way down, and on both and the second side as well. So as you can see, I have done that, but I actually decided to leave it at only a stitch. I don't know if you notice what I'm talking about. I just held it this way and I stitched it down this way. So then I have this on the right side. This is what I have on the right side. Ideally, I should put another stitch on top of it, a top stitch, but I decided not to do that because I just prefer how it looks like this. I don't want to have a stitch showing there. I tried it here and I don't really like it, so I'm going to be leaving it as this. So if you're doing this, you can of course do it whichever way you prefer. If you want to have a top stitch, go ahead and do it. So then I will put it back down like this, right side facing, and I will continue my stitch down and down here. And once I'm done with that, I am simply going to hem the down part and also hem the armhole right here, and I'll be done basically. But I am going to be using a hemming gum. All right, I prefer seamless finishing. That's why when it comes to hemming or top stitching, I try to avoid it as much as I can, and that's why I'm going to be using hemming gum here so that my garment looks seamless and clean. So guys, I have hemmed the down part. As you can see, I use my hemming gum. No stitches is showing on here, and I also hem the armhole as well the same way. And yeah, the dress is basically done. On this side, you see the back. This is what it's looking like at the back. And for this facing, I use hand stitch to tack it down here. I just hand stitch it down so that it stops flapping up, and I repeated the same thing on the sleeve here as well, so it stops opening up like this. So that's the finished result. I'll go ahead and put it on and show you guys what it looks like on me. Yeah, that is it for the tutorial. If you want to buy this pattern book for yourself, check out the detail in the description box. You will find the link there. This pattern is super easy to use. You can just make any of the styles you find in the book super fast. You don't have to think about how to draft the pattern and all of that. I recently got this one now. It's a new copy that they just sent to me. I'm going to be making styles from this book, and yeah, it's going to be fun. If you guys want to see, keep on watching, keep glued on my channel so that you guys see what I'm going to be making from this book. And actually, if you watch my unboxing video, you will see that the pattern they sent to me first as 280 pieces of pattern. That might be expensive because I see that a lot of people are complaining that it's too pricey and all of that. They have smaller copies like this one and this and some more. There are different ones you can get which are cheaper, so you can check them out yourself. And in there are different kinds of styles, so check out through the description box and grab yourself one of this pattern. It's super easy, convenient for that awesome DIY of really nice dresses, shirts, jackets, trousers, anything you want to make. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thought down below in the comment section.
Empty hearts and neon lights.